The chairmen and women of Dunedin's community boards were recently elected to head the 6-member groups that advocate for the areas outside the central city. Gerard Collings is chairman of the Waikouaiti Coast Community Board. He joins us tonight as part of a series of interviews introducing the chairmen and women of those boards. Good evening, Gerard.
Good evening, Rebecca.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm very much a homegrown lad. Well, not quite born in East Otago, but definitely bred, and myself and my family, I've got 4 children, and have lived in the community pretty much for all our lives.
Now, you're beginning your 13th year on this board. What's kept you involved?
Oh, well, as a homegrown lad, I've always had a philosophy of if you're not necessarily happy about the way things are, the only way to change it is to be involved. And hopefully over the last 12 years I've managed to represent the community in a positive way, and would like to continue to do so.
Now, this board covers Waitati, Warrington, Seacliff, Karitani and Waikouaiti. What are the issues affecting those areas?
Look, they're quite wide and varied. As you've said, we've got 5 quite distinct townships within our area, and each community has its own little niche, so to speak. Waitati, for example, it's very community focused, and it's had a history of maybe having quite a green tinge. To Waikouaiti, where it's more a support township to the local farming community and surround. So the issues for each township is quite different and quite separate, but I am quite proud to say that each community has a very strong sense of its own self-wellbeing, and one of the challenges for the board is obviously balancing those priorities for each community.
Give us an idea of a couple of things that you'd like to change or improve.
Change or improve, it's a difficult one, because if I'm quite honest, I think our community has done pretty well out of being a member of the greater Dunedin city. I think there is still room for improvement in council's perception of what our communities can offer the greater city. And obviously one of the key challenges for this triennium is the 7 new councillors around the table. And as a community, we need to build a relationship with those city councillors that we have lost with the councillors that have left.
What are some of the projects that are on the agenda at the moment?
Projects, it's been well recorded that we've got a tree felling program out there at the moment on the Waikouaiti foreshore that has caused a little bit of controversy within the community. The board are really keen to see the Northern Coastal Scenic Route branded and trademarked and promoted through this triennium. And I think one of the critical things coming up for us is the review of the district plan that's happening, because that is likely to have a wide and long-standing impact for our community.
What do you think about your future in local politics, perhaps a seat on the City Council at some stage? Oh,
look, I've never had any ambitions about sitting on the City Council. I think we're very well represented with the councillor we've got. And I would think the time commitment that's required nowadays would rule out most people that are in full-time employment with an employer.
Gerard Collings, chairman of the Waikouaiti Coast Community Board, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.